Barbarian. So warrior, strength. I'm not reading this because it seems that's just the flavor text. But let's pull up the other Barbarian, the original Barbarian. Okay. Design notes. Barbarian updates. The main updates of the class. Rage can be extended with a bonus action each round, and taking damage doesn't extend it. Okay. So whereas you would still have... Oh, I'll point that out in a second, but you have... So first level, you have 2 rage uses. It seems that if you didn't take damage and didn't attack, instead of having to drop rage or find a way to keep your rage going, you can just use a bonus action to extend it without using another one as long as it's going. It's interesting here. You don't have unlimited rages at 20th level anymore. Everything else seems to be the same. Weapon mastery, that seems. So this is a new column that I assume all warrior classes will have. And we'll find that out pretty soon. Changed a couple things. Primal knowledge. A lot of other things seem the same, but we will see. Oh, this thing continues. Okay. But forcing someone to make a saving throw does. The focus is now on what you do, not on what's done to you. Also, the playtest rage can last for 10 minutes rather than 1 minute. Finally, rage is now stopped by the incapacitated condition. Didn't know it wasn't before. Weapon mastery is a new first level feature, giving you new ways to use weapons. Primal knowledge is a new second level feature, which unlocks non-combat functionality for rage. Interesting, because I feel like barbarians were very much when you're in combat, you're very helpful. Out of combat, not so much. Danger sense has been merged with feral instinct, and the limitations on its use have been removed. Indomitable might has moved from 18th level to 9th. Oh wow. Brutal critical has moved from 9th level to 11th level, and its extra damage has been increased and now scales with your level. Okay. Persistent rage has moved from 15th level to 13th level. Relentless rage has moved from 11th level to 15th, and rather than restoring you to 1 hit point, it restores a number of hit points equal to twice your barbarian level. This change will help prevent the barbarian from immediately dropping back to 0. Because if they get up and then immediately get hit again, they're just done. So hopefully that buffer will help a little bit, but I would assume at 11th level you're taking more than 22 damage in a turn. Rage Resurgence is a new 17th level feature that restores a use of rage whenever you roll initiative. Because of this feature, the barbarian doesn't gain unlimited uses of rage at 20th level. So it just makes it so that way every time you go into battle you have rage. So that basically solves that problem. Primal Champion has moved from 20th level to 18th level, and its increase was changed from 4 to 2. I'm not familiar with this enough to know what that change means. And then of course there's an epic boon. Okay. 1d12 for the hit die, and it's 12 plus your constitution, or 7. Proficiencies. Armor, light, medium, shields. I don't know if I've ever seen a barbarian really use a shield, but weapons, simple and martial. So basically everything. Tools, none. Strength and constitution still. Choose 2 from animal handling, athletics, intimidation, nature, perception, survival. That looks to all be the same. Okay, rage. First level ability. You can imbue yourself with a primal power that is called your rage, a force that grants you extraordinary might and resilience. You can enter it as a bonus action, provided you aren't wearing heavy armor. While active, your rage has the following effects. Damage resistance. You have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Same thing so far. When you make rage damage, when you make an attack with a weapon or an unarmed strike using strength, you deal damage to the target. You gain a bonus to the damage that increases as you gain levels as a barbarian, as shown in the rage damage column of the barbarian table. That seems to be the same. Strength advantage. You have advantage on strength checks and saving throws, and you can't maintain concentration, and you can't cast spells. That's the same. The rage lasts until the end of your next turn, and it ends early if you don heavy armor, which would be weird, but sure, or have the incapacitated condition. If your rage is still active on your next turn, you can extend the rage for another round by doing one of the following things. I like the way they broke this up more, instead of it just kind of being, it's kind of, here's what you get, here's what you got to do to keep it. Make an attack roll against an enemy, force an enemy to make a saving throw, or take a bonus action to extend your rage. The force an enemy to make a saving throw is a new one, I believe. Each time your range is extended, it lasts until the end of your next turn. You maintain a range for up to 10 minutes. You can enter range the number of times shown in your Barbarian level for your Barbarian in the raid. Yep. Okay. Unarmored defense. 10 plus dex plus con. Shield still gain benefit. Okay. Weapon mastery. Your training with weapons allows you to use the mastery property of 2 kinds of simple or martial melee weapons of your choice, such as great axes and hand axes. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can practice weapon drills and change the kinds of melee weapons you choose. When you reach certain levels in the class, you gain the ability to use the mastery properties of more kinds of weapons as shown. Okay. Sorry. Primal Knowledge is a 2nd level ability. You gain proficiency in another skill of your choice from the list of skills available. Okay. In addition, while your rage is active, you can channel primal power when you attempt certain tasks. Whenever you make an ability check using one of the following skills, you make it as a strength check, even if it's normally used a different ability: acrobatics, intimidation, perception, stealth, or survival. When you use the ability, your strength represents primal power coursing through you. So I think this is kind of like... So some people, myself included, when they would DM, if a barbarian or wanted to make an intimidation check, usually that's a charisma-based thing. But it doesn't always seem right that someone enormous, who may not be verbally terrifying, is physically imposing, so they'd allow strength to be used. But it's only these ones, so it's very limited, but I do like that. Okay, reckless attack. You can throw aside all concern for defense to attack with fierce desperation. When you make your first attack roll on your turn, you decide to attack recklessly. Doing so gives you advantage on attack rolls using strength during this turn, but rolls against you, okay, that's the same. Subclass, Berserker's the one listed in this. Feat, extra attack, fast movement. Yep. Subclass, Feral Instinct. Your instincts are so honed that you have advantage on initiative rolls and dexterity saving throws. Dexterity saving throws seems to be new because Danger Sense was not. Danger Sense at 2nd level was not something. Feat, Indomitable Might. If your total for a strength check is less than your strength score, use that score in place of the total. Okay, that's the same, and that scales anyway, so that's not broken, doesn't need to be changed. Brutal Critical. When you score a critical with a weapon or an unarmed strike using strength, the target takes extra damage equal to your Barbarian level. That damage is the same type dealt by the weapon or unarmed strike. So instead of it scaling like you roll an extra die, or extra 2 dice, or extra 3 dice, it's just your level. That makes it much simpler and easy to keep track of. Feat, Persistent Rage. Your rage is so fierce that it now lasts for 10 minutes without you needing to do anything to extend it from round to round. The rage still ends if you are incapacitated. So that seems to be different. Oh, no. So that's basically the same, just doesn't end until you're unconscious or wearing heavy armor. Subclass feature, Relentless Rage. Your rage can keep you fighting despite grievous wounds. If you drop to 0 hit points while your rage is active and don't die outright, you make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw. Succeed, your hit points instead change to a number equal to twice your Barbarian level. Each time you use this feature after the first, the DC increases by 5. And it resets to 10 after a short or long rest. That seems to be about the same. Except that your hit points increase much more. Instead of just going to 1, like in the 2014 Player's Handbook, it's double your level. Rage Resurgence is the initiative. Primal Champion. You embody primal power. Your strength and constitution scores increase by 2, and their max is now 22. So it used to be by 4, and max is 24. So it's just 2 now. And then everything else is the same. So let's look at the subclass. So Berserker was very... The ability to attack with a bonus action with a heavy weapon is very nice, but it would give you exhaustion, which is terrible, that you have to lose something so impactful just to use the main ability of your subclass. So let's see how they fix it. Frenzy, no, here are the updates. So let's find out. Frenzy no longer causes you to gain a level of exhaustion. In addition, it causes you to deal extra damage each round that you use Reckless Attack instead of giving you a bonus action attack, which conflicts with Rage's use of a bonus action. Mindless Rage ends the charmed and frightened condition on you rather than merely suspending them. Retaliation is moved from 14th level to 10th level. Intimidating Presence is moved from 10th to 14th level, and it has been improved. Alright, let's just look at it. Frenzy. You can go into a frenzy in battle. If you reckless attack while your rage is active, you deal extra damage to the first target you hit on your turn with a strength-based attack. To determine the extra damage, roll a number of d6 is equal to your rage damage bonus, and add them together. The damage has the same type as the weapon or unarmed strike. That seems better already. And it makes sense that using the reckless ability, which is also already kind of a frenzy berserker thing. Mindless Rage. You have immunity to the charmed and frightened conditions while your rage is active. If you are charmed or frightened when you enter rage, condition ends. Seems to be the exact same level of everything. And the nice thing that they were saying about frenzy now is it used to take a bonus action. So that meant on your first turn in combat, you had to use it you had to use your bonus action to enter rage, and then you got your attack. And you basically wouldn't be able to use your frenzy ability until your second turn. And at that point, maybe you get one, maybe two more turns. So would it have been worth it to even frenzy and get that level of exhaustion? Hard to tell, but now they're just removing that. Retaliation. When you take damage from a creature that is within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to make one melee attack against the creature using a weapon or an unarmed strike, which seems to be about the same. Intimidating Presence, which is always kind of weird, but now this would also continue rage because it is a saving throw. As an action, you can strike terror into others with your menacing presence. As you swell with primal power, when you do so, each creature of your choice within 30 feet of you, or 60 feet of you if your rage is active, must make a wisdom saving throw, 8 plus proficiency bonus plus strength modifier, provided the creature isn't behind total cover. On a failed save, a creature has the frightened condition for 1 minute. At the end of each of the frightened creature's turn, the creature repeats the saving throw, ending the effect on itself on a successful save. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. If you run out of uses of this feature, you can spend one of your uses of rage, choosing not to activate the rage, activating Intimidating Presence instead. That's one thing they've been leaning more towards is, if you have this expendable resource, such as key points or rage or wild shape, it's not just used for that. Some subclasses allow you to use it for other things.